Hello and welcome back to ChrisCourse channel plays Bioshock
Can you
Infinite.
open this, Elizabeth?
Let me see.
I'm sure she can. Today we're going to be discussing the scale of the universe. So I'll be trying to give you a sense of scale for various objects from the small to the very, very large.
Who are we really helping by getting guns for the Vox Populi?
Good
It's
question.
gonna help us.
Daisy
Good
can
answer.
make a change, can't she? Make things better for the people here.
Sure.
But yeah, most people have heard of a light year or know that it takes 8 minutes for light to get here from the sun and that kind of thing. But achieving a true sense of scale over such absurd goals is frankly nearly impossible, but yeah, I'll be giving it a go with a few analogies and that kind of thing. And working through a range of objects from smallest to largest, so we'll see how it goes. After we... Oh dear. This place really isn't very pleasant. Never mind. Yes, let's start with something familiar. Earth. The planet Earth is 12,740 kilometers, or about 8,000 miles in diameter, so it's quite large.
How long are we gonna be able to carry all this back to the shop? God, I think this all the way through.
Of course we did. Look, there's a tear.
What is that?
It looks like a tear to another version of this room that doesn't have any tools in it.
So we have no idea what else would have
Tools aren't in
changed.
Then they must be back
Back at the shop.
Or they were destroyed.
Booker, if we go into
Or the
this
chop was
tear,
never founded.
I don't think there's any tools.
These people don't think quantum physics through properly. Or, well, fictional quantum physics. But yes. Planet Earth, as I said, quite large by our standards. At motorway speed of 70 miles an hour, it would take about 4 days, 18 hours to drive around the circumference of the planet. So, you know, a fair amount of time for a road trip, but not that long in the scheme of things. It's perfectly doable. But we're now going to work through some sizes, comparing each item to the one before it for scale. As we hop through to another universe. Bonk. Magic. No, really is kind of magic. I don't see her being an android, so...
Come on, let's head back to the gunsmith and finish our deal. I aim to be on that airship and well shut of this place for long.
Booker, if the Vox get their weapons, there's going to be a revolution just like Les Miserables.
Oh, shut up and stop being idealistic.
Better lives.
It never quite works like that, I'm afraid. Ooh, burst gun. Yeah, Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, and its diameter is almost exactly 11 times that of the planet Earth. But obviously, the volume and mass go up quite a lot faster than that. So Jupiter's mass is actually about 318 times that of the planet. Also, a bit of trivia, Jupiter is about as large as gas giants actually get. Plus or minus about 30% of the diameter based on, mostly on temperature. Because adding more mass to a gas giant tends to make it more dense rather than larger. This place is going to hell. Yeah, it makes it more dense as opposed to larger. Simply because the gravity, pulls it in, and it's mostly a gas, so the density can increase and increase. There we are. And yeah, due to that, same kind of effect, the smallest stars actually only have about 70 times Jupiter's mass and are of a similar size to Jupiter. The very smallest stars are about the same kind of diameter. They're on the same kind of order of magnitude, at least. Moving to something new now, you could fit just under 3... Blimey. You could fit just under 3 Jupiters between Earth and the Moon. You really screw these people up, lady. Ooh, actually, I've got enough lockpicks for this now, I think. Yes!
Elizabeth.
There we go, I can get that thing in there. What the hell were you doing behind me?
All done.
Yeah, it would take about 20 weeks to drive to the moon at motorway speeds, going directly, and a few days for a rocket, as was demonstrated by the Saturn program. Which one of these should we go with? Haven't got any salts yet. Not going to change it. Shields. I like shields. And what's this bit of clothing? Ooh, worthless. Right. Yeah, moving on a bit further now. The Sun's diameter is about 3.6 times the distance between the Earth and the Moon. So, going back to the beginning briefly, it's about 110 times the diameter of the Earth. The distance between the Earth and the... No, the diameter of the Sun, sorry, is about 110 times the diameter of Earth. That guy is also dead. The Sun, however, weighs in at about 330,000 times the weight of our planet.
And we can be a part of it.
I don't want to be a part of it.
No, this is a really bad idea, Elizabeth, and you're probably going to realise that soon. Yeah, Sun 330,000 times heavier with only 110 times the diameter. But yeah, it's quite heavy, the Sun. It's something like 99% of the mass in our solar system, or maybe higher. But the Sun, in terms of other stars, is actually kind of small. Oh, he died. He just shot me but isn't shooting at me because the reticle's green. Okay, so the rebellion in this universe is fully underway. That's going to be interesting. Fitzroy is on an intercom somewhere. But yeah, so the Sun is actually quite small compared to some other stars. The largest known star at the moment is called VY Canis Majoris. And this is where the sizes start to get a little bit mind-boggling. Because VY Canis Majoris is about 1,400 times the diameter of our Sun. If the Sun was our Sun was a standard UK-sized football, which I assume most people are vaguely familiar with, this thing would be 308 metres across. It is insanely large compared to our star. It makes our star look like a pea. It's ridiculous. Interestingly, it has an extremely low average density, and I am lost. Maybe we have to jump down into that thing. That looks good. But yeah, it has an extremely low average density, and actually its average density makes our atmosphere look thick. So large stars like this tend to be generally quite fuzzy. You know, it's quite difficult to define where their outer diameter is, because you have to kind of choose a critical density beyond which you decide that's not the star anymore. So there's a bit of contention over the size of it. But it's about 1,400 times the diameter of our Sun, which is big. Moving on to even larger things, how about a light year itself? Which is obviously the distance light travels in a year. Now, light moves at 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second, or more precisely, 299,792,458 meters per second. After conversion, that's a stonking 670,616,629 miles per hour. So, fast. And that also means that a light year is about 5,878 billion miles, and that shirt is crap. But yeah, nearly 6,000 billion miles in a light year, which is equivalent to travelling around Earth's equator 236 million times. If that helps with scale, it might not. Hello. He recognised me. I'm a hero?
What are you talking about?
Wow, this place is weird.
Poster. In this world, you're a hero.
I don't want to be a hero. I want to pay off my debt.
Remember, I led the Vox.
Uh-oh.
Slate and I
Uh-oh.
burned down the Hall of Heroes.
Booker.
Oh dear. Elizabeth has broken me.
Two memories in the same
Booker,
place.
come back to me. We're going to find Daisy Fitzroy.
That's right, yes we are. There she is.
And we're getting
Found.
out of here on the first. Let's go.
Okay, they're allies, that's fine. Yeah. The nearest stars to us are the next kind of thing on the scale spectrum, as it were. And they are Alpha Centauri A and B and Proxima Centauri, which is probably a trinary system from what we can see. They're all basically equidistant from us at about 4.24 light years away. So at the speeds the Saturn V rocket hit on the way to the moon, that's about a 28,000 year trip in each direction. She likes me. But yeah, 28,000 year trip on a rocket that goes 24,000 miles per hour. Gives you some idea of the distance. But yeah, again, that dimension though is quite small compared to something a little bit bigger. The Milky Way galaxy that we live in all its 400 billion star glory.
In this world,
Hello.
you are a martyr.
Yes, I
These
was.
folk need a better class of hero. When it comes down to it, the only difference between Comstock and Fitzroy is how you spell the name.
Very true. Very true indeed. But yes, as I was saying, it's probably a trinary system about 4.24 light years away. Oh yeah, gone through that. Don't mind me. Getting lost. Yeah, Milky Way, that's where we were. We can't really measure the exact size of the Milky Way on account of the fact we're sat in the middle of the thing. Which makes it kind of difficult because there's stuff blocking our view and all that kind of stuff. But our current estimates put it about 110,000 light years from one extreme of the spiral to the other extreme of the spiral. So going with the Saturn V rocket again, at max speed, that would take about 726 million years for it to get from one side to the other. And I have a new vigor, which is probably not going to be very exciting. What? My hands haven't burned. What is this? Dear God. What is a vigor worth if my hands don't explode when I drink it?
Press to punch at enemies, delivering a tornado blow.
Okay, fine. Something new. But yeah, 726 million years. To put that in perspective, humans only actually evolved 1 or 2 million years ago. 726 million years ago, the Earth was basically just basic multicellular life. Not even really simple animals had evolved yet. That's how long that 726 million years is. And that entire time is spent travelling at 24,000 miles an hour to get from one side of the galaxy to the other. It's ridiculous. It's insane. The galaxy is humongous. But again, not the biggest thing out there, because we are part of something known as the Local Group, which is a set of 54 galaxies and dwarf galaxies in the same kind of general vicinity.
Yes, we did it.
Guessing is dangerous.
I don't know if I brought us to a world where the Vox had weapons, or I created one.
Uh-oh, now she's having a moral dilemma. Oh well. Not my problem. Yeah, this local group has a diameter of about 10 mega light years, a mega light year being a million normal light years. So 10 million light years across, and thus about 91 times the diameter of the Milky Way. That's not the largest structure though, again. The Virgo supercluster, we're also inside, that contains our local group of galaxies that we just discussed, and about 100 other groups of galaxies. So, you know, that's a lot of galaxy. Oh crap. Oh crap, oh crap, 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 crap. Jump, 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 jump. In we go. Okay, we're all right. Don't lag there, thank you. But yeah, it's 11 times the diameter of the local group itself, but bear in mind, obviously, the volume goes up far, far faster in line with the cube of the diameter, which is why we can fit 100-odd galaxies inside it, even though it's only 11 times the diameter. Yeah. Now we're going to jump up a very substantial amount. There are some steps between the Virgo supercluster and what I'm discussing now, but, you know, it's going to take a long time to go through everything, so we're not going to. We're jumping on to the largest structure in the known universe, which is creatively named the Huge LQG. Yes, astronomers are shit at this naming thing.
What I meant to have happen.
Uh-oh, she's...
They're dead, Booker.
Yes, they are. You've done a bad thing, Elizabeth. You've done a very bad thing. They're now dead. On the plus side, Voxophone.
Responsibility, none of it. You just opened a door to this world and we stepped through.
Did we though?
You sure, Booker?
No.
Did I just bring us to a world where Chenlin was alive, or did I create it?
Don't know. Sure, we'll find out later.
I told you, I always
And the moral
thought
choice will
that
tear you
my little
apart.
trick was a form of wish fulfillment. I got my wish.
Yes, you did. But yes, this thing was only discovered in January this year, and it surpassed the Sloan Great Wall, which formerly held the record for the largest known structure, by a vast amount. Basically, this thing is an astonishing 4 billion light years along its longest dimension. It's a collection of large galaxies, effectively. And it classifies as a large-scale structure because it is sort of gravitationally bound together. And it's so humongous that it's actually buggering our predictions about the homogeneity of the universe. You know, it's several times larger than it's expected to be possible under our current models, so something is wrong, and no one's quite sure what yet. They're working on that. But going back to our rocket analogy, it would take the now very lonely Saturn V 112,000 billion years to cross from one side of this to the other. That's about 8,500 times the current age of the universe. If the Saturn V had started its journey across this thing when the universe had just formed, immediately after it had just formed, assuming a static universe, there's no expansion in anything, it would now be 0.012% of the way across. I mean, it is phenomenally large. In fact, it's so large that it takes light about 29% of the current age of the universe to get from one side to the other. Light could only have travelled up and down this thing about 3 and a bit times in the entire time the universe has been around. It is ridiculous. It is literally incomprehensible. It is not possible for a human mind to understand the length scales involved. The best we can do is try. Yeah, it's beyond us. It is entirely beyond our mental capability. But yes, basically, if you don't feel minuscule now, you haven't been listening properly. You are 1 human of 7 billion on a small ball of rock orbiting a pretty unremarkable star, which is one of 400 billion of the galaxy, which itself is one of 170 billion galaxies in the observable universe, which is probably a tiny fraction of the size of the universe as a whole. I mean, humans are essentially nothing in terms of size, but you can take a bit of solace in the fact that you're probably one of the most complex systems relative to your size in existence anywhere in the universe. I mean, nothing that we know of crams more intricacy and complexity into a small space, as small as the human brain. Nothing. And until we're discovered by a hyper-intelligent race of aliens or get overthrown by our own artificial intelligences, that isn't going to change. So, you know, for the next decade or so, you're safe as the most complex objects that we know of. So yes, that's all I've got to say on the topic. I'm just going to finish this absurd battle. And then we will end the video until next time. If you have any related questions, do please feel free to, ask in the comments and things, by the way. I'm very happy to spend a few minutes answering questions as best I can. And come back here. There we are. No, there's another guy. Oh my god, there's a lot of people up here. Luckily, Booker DeWitt is mostly bulletproof now. I've upgraded my shield this much. Can we go through here? No. More people to shoot. Yay. This burst gun thing's pretty crap, actually, to be perfectly honest with you. Pretty crap. What about this way? Nope, she's back. And okay, that's interesting. Oh, hello, airship. No, there's nothing interesting in here. What the holy shitting bastarding? Whoa. Fine, okay. Luckily, we weren't standing over there. Woohoo!
Can't get that door open unless someone takes that airship out.
Oh, right.
Are we volunteering?
I assume that's our job, yeah. Okay, well, we will take the airship out next time, and call that a day. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you next time, and farewell.